Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Compass CRM training. Today, we're going to be going over workflows, such as activities and policies and the integrations and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Um, so with your activities, those are right here on your homepage. Those are how your clients move through the stages of selling. So your lead follow-ups, those actually have more of a workflow built in where you can call them back in 1 business day, 3 business days, or on a specific date. And then you can jump right into, you scheduled an appointment with them or you've already enrolled them in the policy. So you can just jump right into a workflow right there or even send the fact finder. I'm going to call them back in 1 business day and complete that. And your activities are customizable as well. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. But to Let's go into our contacts. I like to schedule an activity from the contact specifically. I just find it a lot easier. So I'm going to go into a contact and then I'm going to scroll down and schedule an activity. And I just want to do a general follow-up. So I'm going to pick my date and time. I'm going to call him on Friday at 10:30 a.m. And I'm going to go ahead and schedule that. So that's just a general follow-up, see if I can get them enrolled into a policy. And if you want to customize your activities, we can do that. So you can go up to platform, and then if you go to activities, this is where all of your activities live. You can add a new activity or go into one that's already created for you. So say on my general follow-up, if I wanted to add their Medicare number to the activity so that when I go to complete it, I have their policy, the carrier, the plan, and their Medicare number, then I'm going to click on general follow-up from my activity list and then go over to build. And on here, I have these 3 buttons. So if I want to pull something from the contact record, I would do new custom field. And then if I wanted to um, add an activity field where I can make notes on the activity um, or customize it a little bit further, I can do that with the add new activity field. And then add new text block is just a little text box on there where you can put a description of the activity or um, just a little blurb to put on the activity that will live there. So for example, I want to add the Medicare number, so I'm going to add new custom field. And then the object that I'm pulling the Medicare number from is the contacts. And I'm going to choose the field. And again, I'm looking for their Medicare number. So I'm going to choose that field and save. And now that will live on my activity. So now if I go back to my home page, I have my general follow-up. I can go ahead and complete that. And oops, I don't have a Medicare number in there for Aaron, but it would be pulling in the Medicare number. So here, let's go to a client that has a Medicare number. I apologize for that. Okay, so she has a Medicare number, so I'm going to schedule a general follow-up on Friday. And now when I go back to my home page, I'm going to refresh. Okay, so now the general follow-up with Angela. I have her Medicare number on there. And then I could also move that up so that it's next to the enrollments and policies. So I'm going to complete this activity and then I can go back into my activity customization section. So I'm going to go back to platform activities, going to go to general follow-up and click build again. And these six dots, when you hover over them, you have the hand icon because you can drag and drop it. So I'm just going to drag this up to the top. And now when I go home and refresh, so that it has time to update the activity, I can go in here and the Medicare number is up here at the top. So that's how you complete an activity, schedule an activity, and um, edit them and customize those. So now I want to look at our policies. So your policies, we're integrated with your enrollment tools. Right now, SunFire is integrated completely, and then up next is Retire Flow and Health Sherpa. Firelight is actually about to be turned on here um, anytime now. It's pretty much ready to go, so we're excited to get that turned on for you. So with these integrations, you have these buttons here up at the top on the contact record. So if I want to launch into SunFire, I can do that right from Compass, and it will pull in her Alexis's information into the enrollment tool. But as you can see, since I haven't logged into SunFire today, I have to log in. Every 12 hours, they make you re-log in to verify your credentials, but it disrupted the integration with Compass. So what I'm going to do is just exit out of this tab and launch into SunFire again. Um, and now it's going to pull in all of Alexis's information. So I can work right from this saved session. And at this time, this will be the workflow to update the providers, the pharmacy, and the medications or drugs because the way that the integration is working is it's pulling off of your saved session from SunFire. So that's where we would want to make any changes. So I just hopped into this saved session and I can go in and I'm actually going to remove a medication, save that here on SunFire. Um, of course, for you all, it will be pulling in their information from Compass into a saved session. It'll open that up for you, and then you can complete the enrollment, and it will continue to pull the information from Compass until the enrollment's complete. And then say that I had completed my enrollment, then I can go ahead and hop out of SunFire, and then all I'd have to do is refresh Compass and all of those updates or changes would be made. So I took off that medication. And then if I had submitted an enrollment, it would pop up here under their enrollments. Now, one key thing to keep in mind is that the enrollment tools won't have policy updates. They just track the application. So once the carrier approves the application and gets the policy set up, then at that time, Compass is going to sync up with the carrier data and it'll be pulling the policy information straight from the carrier's information in our system. So you're getting the most up-to-date information. So that is the workflow for the policy integration and to get in all of the drug provider and pharmacy information at this time. Do we have any questions over that? I'm going to pause for questions. All right, so where do you go to see your scheduled activities? That is a great question. So if I go to my homepage, it has this top priorities, and this will show all activities that you have scheduled for all time. Um, Personally, I think it would be hard to work from that every single day, but I like to glance at at what I have going on the next upcoming weeks. So what I find easiest is to create an activity dashboard. So to do that, you're going to go into your dashboard, and then you can either click Manage Dashboards, or if you click the drop down, I like to just click Add Dashboard. And then I would name it the activity dashboard and save it. I wouldn't worry about the shared settings for now. Um, so far we've gone to your dashboard and we've created a new a new dashboard to choose from. And now I'm going to add a dashlet and I'm going to choose activities because I want it to show my scheduled activities. And then I can just go ahead and add it because it's already set up with the activity name, contact, assignee, date and time that it's due. Um, and then I like to work from this dashboard because I can go up here and I can filter and see just my activities for today. And I can see I have already completed my to-do list, so the rest of today would be pretty easy for me. And then I can also look at the whole month with just a click, and then I can do all time. I do want to point out that this time filter, every now and then it can trip people up. So just be conscientious of that, especially if you're going to be using it to change the date and time. Just always make sure to take off all your filters and all of your time filters, your role filters. Um, because if say you had an agency, you could assign activities based on roles or your team members and round robin them. But we don't have to worry about that right now. But that's what those extra filter options are for. And then you can also filter right on the dashlet. So if I wanted to see, I just want to see my Medicare clients. So I'm going to go in and just look at my Medicare clients. And it looks like I only have 2 activities scheduled for Medicare. And then I can go in and just clear those filters and everyone comes back in. So hopefully that answers your question. Personally, again, I like to use the dashboard because I have more opportunity to filter my data so I can look at just today or just this week versus the home page. It's going to have all time, all the time. Great question. All righty. And then, so additional integrations. So that is a pretty common question. So there's going to be and some other things that you can integrate, we suggest using Zapier or Workato. Those make it super simple to integrate other enrollment tools or carrier portals. Anything that has an API can be integrated with Compass, and Zapier and Workato, again, just make it one step simpler. I won't get into how to set up all the APIs and stuff because that's pretty advanced, and I just want to keep it simple today. Um, but that's just a FYI if you're curious about additional integrations. And I'm going to open it up for questions again, just to make sure that everybody is where we want them to be. Feeling good? All right. And it looks like everyone's pretty good. And I whipped through those first couple things. So I do want to just go back and go over the SunFire integration one more time. So I'm going to go into a different contact this time, and I'm going to launch SunFire, which actually I have a good example, but it's not this client, so I apologize. So I'm going to go into Aaron and launch SunFire. Oops, I would just want to make sure that I don't have a zip code for him. Sorry, I had actually fixed it. So if I launch into SunFire and I don't have their address or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and continue, then it will take me just to the beginning of the enrollment where I go ahead and start entering the personal information. But it didn't because it's already saved in SunFire. So let's go to another example. Again, I apologize. I'm sorry I was not. Okay, let's use Dalton as our example, and we'll launch into SunFire, continue. And again, since I've logged in once today, it's going to continue to let me go into SunFire and work right from the saved session. And it didn't pull in a personal code, but I can still go in and work from this session. I did have a zip code in here. It will just bring you to the customer profile. So it'll bring you to this page and pull in whatever information it can, and then you can go into the plans and enrollments. And then once everything is saved on here, again, you'll just want to refresh Compass and it will all flow in. As long as you have a contact saved both in Compass and in SunFire, those enrollments should integrate and sync up properly as long as they were after you signed up. So I don't think that it'll automatically sync if the enrollment was done prior to you having Compass, but if it's done after you have Compass, then it'll automatically just flow in and you won't have to go into each individual client to pull the information and have it sync over. Okay. Do you have any other questions? All right. So let's see. Okay. All right. So I'm not getting any questions or anything. Um, So I don't have much more for today. Next week, we're going to go over how to build out forms slash landing pages and emails and how to get all of those to work together and all of that good stuff. So definitely come back for that. Um, and then I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm sorry today was a little bit short. Um, it was pretty quick and easy. So if you have any questions or concerns, definitely let us know. We're happy to help you out or welcome to schedule one-on-ones if you'd like. Other than that, and I'm sorry, it's not next week, it's next Thursday. So this Thursday, this upcoming Thursday is when we'll talk about forms and email building and everything. So I will see you guys then. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye bye.